You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
We are at Media Row, Super Bowl 59, our coverage all week presented by L'Auberge. I say it every year like we go to SEC Media Days or anytime we come to an event like this. I love coming to stuff like this because as structured as we are on the show a lot, you never know like who's just going to pass by your table and sit down. And I went to break, and a skinny dude walked up to me looking like he knew me. He's like, "Hey, Matt." I'm like, he goes, "John Battle." I was like, "John, no, dude, I would have never." And then the dude who was behind him, I recognized right away. That's Frank Herron. John, how much weight have you lost? By the way, former LSU Tigers, John Battle, Frank Herron joining us here at Media Row. Frank played with the Patriots in Super Bowl 53 when they beat the Rams. They would have got their heads kicked in had the Saints not gotten screwed by the refs in that game, but he don't want to talk about it. Is his mic? Oh, he's up. Okay. John, first and foremost, how are you guys? Y'all good?
I'm well.
Good.
I'm well.
It's
Great.
good to see you both, man. No, it's our pleasure. And I guess it's weird for me because I'm starting to feel like the old guy. Brockers was here a bit ago. Now y'all, I'm like, I covered y'all when y'all were in college. Now I'm like, I'm becoming the old guy. John, how much weight have you lost since you played?
Man, about 10 pounds.
Kids just have been 10 pounds.
10 pounds. I got my track body back.
You look lean right now, man.
No sugars, no fried foods. That's the diet.
What are you doing?
So I'm director of player development at Duke. So
hence the Duke jacket. With Duke football?
Yes, Duke football.
No kidding, man. When did you start there?
So started in June this past summer. So I've been here for about 9 months now.
All right, hold on. Let's go back. All right, so you finished LSU.
Yep.
Your last season was 18.
Yep.
Take me from there. What did you do from 18 on?
So I played in the league about 3 years, 4 years with Tampa, Pittsburgh, with the Jets for a little bit. And then kind of got done playing and was like, all right, well, it's time to start life. What do you want to do? So my rookie year, we did an internship with the NFLPA, and it changed my life. So at that moment, I was seeing the disadvantage, I don't want to say disadvantage, but the disconnection that players have with the NFLPA. And so I kind of went on this whole mission to kind of, be the bridge between players and NFLPA so we can understand what resources we have and all that good things. So which segue into me now being the director of player development with Duke football.
So, I mean, that's Manny Diaz, the coach. So how did you connect with him?
Yeah. So kind of crossover. So I worked at the University of Miami prior to that. So in 2022. I was at the University of Miami doing like marketing and photography and all that good stuff.
Yeah, dude,
trying to put those skills together.
I know. I remember you shooting.
Yeah.
And, of course, also, the first thing you said to me when you came up though is you remembered like this viral moment that John had on the show. I mean, you can go. Alondra reminded us. You can go find it on Twitter and places. John did an interview. It might have been right when you were done playing.
I was training for the combine. Yep. And I just got back to Baton Rouge to get ready for pro day, and my smoke alarm I haven't changed it since I left, so it was just going off the entire time. And you were like, what is that noise in the back? Are you at a baseball park or something? And I'm like, no, man, I'm home. This is my smoke alarm going off. I got to change the batteries on this thing.
Well, the fact that the smoke alarm was beeping, was chirping, wasn't the thing. I was like, how long is it?
How long has it been?
And you're like, that's been months.
Yeah.
You just had a smoke alarm chirping in your house for months. Like, that happens to me for 2 minutes. I'm going to get the ladder and changing it immediately. Like, you're living with that chirp. That, to me, felt like borderline psychotic behavior. Like, I was like, Frank, do you agree? Like, there's a little.
Definitely a serial killer.
Right? That's what I'm talking about, Frank. I mean, thank you. And who's going to argue with him? Like, there's something a little disconnected there.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. With Duke and then Frank, like, you finished LSU in
17.
Wait, do we agree that 17 was his last season?
17 was my last.
So you were there for Ed's first full season.
Mm-hmm.
For his first full season. You go off to the league. You get a Super Bowl as a rookie, man. What's Super Bowl week like for a player?
Very intense. Trying to clean up the little things and make sure that the team is one focus, win the big game. We had great leaders like Tom Brady, Hightower, Bill Belichick, of course. Yeah. And, they kept us focused. And there's not much to do in Foxborough, so, main thing, the main thing.
Yeah. Did everybody live in Foxborough? Or did you live in Boston?
I live in Foxborough.
Yeah. How far is it?
an hour.
Oh, okay.
Hour,
yeah.
40 minutes from Boston, depending on traffic.
Yeah, so you got to stay close to the facility and all that
Very
stuff.
close.
When you come to something like this, does it feel familiar to what you experienced 7 years ago?
I want to say this is different. We didn't see all this.
Okay.
We didn't come to the media parts and all that. It was more in and out.
Yeah, man. And you're done playing? Your
I'm
playing
done.
days are done?
Yeah.
So, I was looking at the place you went, man. Pats, Seattle, Tennessee, Detroit, Miami, Carolina, the Memphis Showboats. Like, I don't know if y'all know Big Fave, Marlon Fave, right?
Yeah,
But I talked to Big Fave about this a lot, too, because his path, like, he played – I mean, he just
kept going.
kept going.
Gotta keep
and it's
going.
always interesting to talk to guys like, when do you know – when do you keep going? When do you know it's time to stop?
Young guys coming in, your body getting old. It's not about what you know about, physically, but the mental. And I feel like if you're not in it mentally and physically anymore, get out.
Yeah.
Don't play with it. Let some young guy come eat.
Did you know that you were there?
Oh, yeah, I was declining. I was definitely declining. Bones start aching.
Yep.
Mental, time away from the family, and it just, come to a time, time to stop.
Yeah, man. It's funny. I was asking Brockers the same thing, and he was talking about when he got cut in Detroit, but he had another workout with Tennessee, and the Tennessee coach told him he could still play. He said, that's all I needed to hear, and then he walked away. It was interesting to see. John Battle and Frank Herron, former Tigers, are here with us. So John, with your career now, is it love of the game? I mean, what keeps you close to football, wanting to work in a football department?
Man, it's really just having great teammates like Frank, to where you just have that connection and just want to see them be better in life, just being done with the game. So that's kind of my passion, is just kind of helping guys figure out the next thing. So I was savvy enough to where I found photography and different things like that when I was playing as a player, to where it gave me some other form of purpose in a sense, more identity in a way, you can kind of say. So, but that's the true passion, is because I know what that feeling is like when you're done playing, and it's a huge kind of hole that you can get yourself into, if you don't properly manage yourself, kind of doing that transition. And that's like I said, that's my biggest piece, is just really trying to get the guys to kind of get over that hump and get to the next level of chapter of life.
Yeah. And the big thing, not to cut you off,
please.
John has been a huge part of my transition, because I talk to him every day.
Yeah.
And, Frank, do this, try this, try this, try this. A lot of guys don't try. We're not on schedule anymore, from workouts, practice, eating meals. You really doing your own thing lingering. And, he throws different things at me that, Frank, you should try, and it works out. Mm-hmm. When you got guys like teammates that you connect with.
Where are you living, Frank?
I'm staying in Houston, Texas right now.
So you're in Houston, okay. Because you're from Memphis, right?
Tennessee.
Yeah, from Memphis now in Houston. So what are you doing?
Right now I'm looking to open up a franchise. Smoothie King, Raising Cane's.
Walk-ons.
Walk-ons. Those are the main things I want to do.
I know a guy. I can put you.
Those are the main things I want to do right now. I feel like that's where my passion at. I want to own a couple franchises.
Okay. What led you there to want to do
my coach, Brian Williams, my high school coach, RIP, Brian Williams, opened up a Smoothie King, and he said, Frank, it's one of the legitimate business that you can grow from, and you really can make some money outside of football. Yeah. And he did it, went to Dallas for 6 weeks, told me all about it. So that's the goal in a couple of years.
Okay. Well, we know walk-ons and Canes people here. We can make that. We can make an introduction if that's what you need.
Yes.
Hey, I want to talk. Well, I got a couple of minutes left. I want to ask you guys just some LSU days questions when you think back about it. John, you played in 2018, so you were there with Burrow's first year. Like, everyone always asks the question a certain way. I'll just ask you, man. Like, could you have seen – because 2018 Joe Burrow wasn't 2019 Joe Burrow.
Right.
Could you have seen the makings of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, I go back to our first team meeting that we had, players-only team meeting that we had before the season. And this is when we named Joe the starter. And at that time, we had a quarterback competition with Justin McMillan, Leroy Narcisse. Yep. And those are our guys. They've been with us for a long time. They're, they work their way up the roster. And then this new guy just comes in the building with this golden hair just glowing. And we're like, who is this dude? And Coach O made it like, hey, Joe's going to be our guy. And he stood up in front of the entire team, was like, hey, guys, I know you guys don't know me. I really don't care. I'm here to win. And then from that moment, we're like, we got a guy.
Yeah.
We got a guy. We got a guy. So, yeah, from that moment, I seen it in Texas A&M, the 7 overtime game. He comes up to me. I want to say it's overtime 6 at this point. He's like, JB, like, you got to tell the defense, man, we got to get a stop. I don't know if I can go back out there. And I looked at him, and that was the first time I've seen some form of weakness in the armor. And I was like, Joe, we got to win this game. And then he was like, you're right. Went back out there, scored again, and then he just fell out in the locker room, like literally left it all out on the line. So, yeah, I seen it kind of, the stars kind of aligning for him in a sense.
He's been incredible.
Oh, man, especially human.
Well, when I was in training in Orlando at Tom Shaw, a lot of Ohio State guys told me, you guys got a guy.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised you win that championship in 2 years. So.
Yeah. Frank, you got to play not only for Coach O as a head coach, but as also a position coach as well, man. What's it like having Coach O as your coach?
Well, I can't say Coach O because I had another guy, Pete Jenkins, that helped out a lot in their room. So I just can't say.
We love Coach Pete. He comes on the show all the time.
I just can't say Coach O.
Like one of my favorite people.
I just can't say Coach O or Coach Pete. Both of those guys played a tremendous role. Individually wise, Coach O was connected with us, but Coach Pete taught us technique, consistency, and he gave me a different love for the game that I didn't see my first couple of years at LSU.
Yeah, man. Two great dudes, man. Coach Pete is
phenomenal.
God, he's awesome.
He's phenomenal.
He's the best. He's the best.
He gonna give you what he got every day.
Every day.
The other day, this is about a month ago. Coach Pete called because our show's on TV. He's got a house in Baton Rouge and a house in Destin. He called me and said, Matt, I had to tell you this. Like, Matt,
that's perfect.
I was trying to put on your program, and I couldn't find it. It's not on channel 19, and so I said, Donna, I can't find Matt's program. I was getting upset, and I realized I was in Destin. I was like, Coach Pete, we got to show you streaming, man. You can put us on YouTube. No, I love it, man. He's the best.
He's awesome. I love it when he just breaks down after a touchdown. He just start crying. He just like, that was such a great play. He just crying. It's like, what's wrong with Coach? He's just happy that
he's happy. He's so good, man. John Battle, Frank Herron, former Tiger greats, man. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'm glad y'all said hello, man. Y'all have a great day the rest of the day.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.